to stamp all these papers. 3 papers for every ship. My arm can get pretty tired. You know, sometimes it'd be nice just to laze about and not do any stamping at all. But every time I think about taking a day off, I remember Theodore's day off. Oh, that was quite a day. You know, I think the stamping can wait. I want to tell you about that. Theodore was on his way to move Barrington Barge. Now, Theodore usually loved to pull barges. He got to work all by himself, without a ship or a pilot boat always telling him what to do. It was one of Theodore's favorite jobs in the big harbor. But today, Theodore was feeling tired. He'd been working very hard lately, moving Barrington back and forth across the harbor. "Hi, Theodore," said Barrington. Barrington was always very happy to see Theodore, because the only way he can move around the harbor is when a tug button's on and pulls him around.
"Oh, hi, Barrington,"
said Theodore.
"Well, we may as well get started again."
Theodore buttoned his tow line onto Barrington and was soon pulling the barge across the harbor. He thought about all the fun he had on his days off during the summer at the beach. "A day off," said Theodore to himself. "That's what I'd like. I'd like a day off." Theodore felt the weight of the barge against his tow line. Was Barrington even heavier today? Theodore put more puff in his pull. "Theodore," it was Barrington, "can we go the long way around?" Barrington loved when Theodore took him the long way, around Willie's Island. "Sorry, Barrington," said Theodore, "but I'm really very tired today."
"Oh, that's okay,"
replied Barrington, and settled down for the ride across the harbor. All Theodore could think about was what it would be like to have a day off. He could just float around all day, and there'd be lots of time to hear stories from everyone. Yes, a day off would be great. The next morning, the tugs gathered round the dispatcher to get their jobs for the day. Theodore yawned a great yawn. He hadn't slept very well because he couldn't stop thinking about all the things he would do if he had a day off. The dispatcher gave the other tugs their jobs and then turned to Theodore. "And Theodore, you will have more barge duty today. Barrington is waiting at his dock." The dispatcher was starting to turn away when Theodore spoke up. Excuse me, sir," he began. "Yes, Theodore," said the dispatcher. You see, well, I'm very tired today, and I think I really need a day off." Wow, the dispatcher was very surprised to hear this. Theodore had never asked for a day off before. The dispatcher stared at Theodore for a moment and then looked away, thinking. Theodore wondered and wondered what the dispatcher would say next. "Very well, Theodore," the dispatcher said finally. "You do look a bit tired. You may have the day off, but I want you to make sure and rest." "Oh, thank you, sir," said Theodore very seriously. Theodore tried not to smile, but a little one peeped through anyway as he watched the others chug away for their first jobs of the day. A day off. Oh, what will I do first, he thought, and set off with his happiest smile. Theodore was swaying from side to side, the way he often did when he was especially happy. Off in the distance, he could see Barrington Barge, still at his dock. It looked like Barrington had another load of big, long tubes ready to take to the oil refinery. "I hope one of the other tugs helps him across the harbor soon," he thought. Theodore knew how much Barrington liked to get his work done on time. Finally, he arrived at the sandy beach. The beach, thought Theodore. Maybe I'll just float around here all day. "Theodore!" It was Petra, the pilot boat. She was coming towards Theodore, looking very serious. "You're supposed to be resting today," said Petra. "Please return to your dock at once." "Yes, Petra," said Theodore, and he turned for home very surprised. He hadn't thought having a day off meant staying at his dock all day. No, this wasn't turning out to be the kind of day Theodore had imagined at all. It would be better, Theodore thought, if someone could tell him a story, but who? All the other tugs were off at work, and even the dispatcher seemed very busy. Thought Theodore, looking around. Donald Dock. I never get a chance to talk with him. I'll bet he has lots of stories to tell. Theodore drifted out toward the harbor, and then he swung around until he faced Donald Dock. "Hi, Donald," said Theodore. "I'm tired, so I have the day off today." "Uh-huh," replied Donald in a friendly kind of voice. "So," said Theodore, waiting for Donald to say something more. Do you know any great stories about the biggest ships that have passed by here? Uh-huh, replied Donald. Oh, can you tell me? I've got all day, said Theodore. Uh-huh, replied Donald. Well, this wasn't turning out to be the kind of storytelling Theodore had been hoping for. Well, did it happen a long time ago? Or was it just the other day? Theodore asked. Uh-huh, said Donald again. Maybe this will take all day, thought Theodore, beginning to feel a little glum. Theodore Tugboat, please return to your place right away, the dispatcher called. Theodore was so startled by the dispatcher's voice that he revved his engine. And turn off your engine, the dispatcher continued. You're supposed to be resting. Yes, sir, Theodore answered. Theodore felt disappointed as he returned to his regular place at the dock. No floating around, and no stories to hear. And it seemed like everyone was telling him what not to do all the time. His day off was turning out to be all wrong. Theodore tried to think of more things to do by himself, but after a while, he just waited for his friends to return, and it felt like he waited days and days. Finally, the other tugboats chugged slowly to their places at the dock. They looked very tired. Hi, everyone, Theodore said cheerily. Hello, Theodore, they mumbled. What did you do today, Hank? Emily? George? Fodak? He was very excited to see all his friends. They were sure to have great stories about their day.
It was a very, very busy day,
replied Fodak with a yawn. The best part was a huge ship that came all the way from China, said Hank. And since you weren't working today, I got to welcome her. You did? Said Theodore, a little disappointed that he hadn't got to welcome the ship. That's right, Emily said. We all worked together and did a great job. Well, what did you do? Were you the tug in charge? Where did you pull it? Oh, please tell me about it, Emily. Theodore wanted to know everything. He settled in for a good chat. I'm sorry, Theodore, said Emily. I'm so tired. Theodore wanted to shout. But I've been waiting to talk to you all day. But he didn't. After all, his friends had worked very hard, and he had a day off. Then he remembered Barrington. Did anyone move Barrington across the harbor today? He said. I didn't, said George. Me either, said Fodak and Hank. We couldn't move Barrington today, said Emily, because we were all very busy. Good night, Theodore. Very busy, said Theodore to himself. He kept thinking about how he had done nothing all day, and then he thought about Barrington. Theodore kept seeing his friend full of big, long tubes waiting for him to come and pull him around the harbor. Having a day off hadn't turned out to be as much fun as he thought it would. Everyone had ordered him around all day, telling him to stay in his dock and to float still. There wasn't even any evening storytelling, because all of his friends had been too tired after doing all of his work as well as their own. He listened to Bedford Bowie's bell, ding-dinging in the distance. And then Theodore had an idea. He would count the bells. That would be fun. 1, 2, counted Theodore. 3, 4. You're not going to feel better without getting your rest, Theodore, said the dispatcher. Good night. The next morning, the tugs all took their places in front of the dispatcher to get their jobs for the new day. Theodore floated toward the dispatcher. Excuse me, sir, he began. Yes, Theodore, said the dispatcher. Sir, I would really like to move Barrington today. The dispatcher looked at Theodore sternly. Do you feel rested enough to go back to work today, Theodore? He asked. Yes, sir, replied Theodore. Once again, the dispatcher thought for what seemed like a very long time. And again, Theodore wondered and wondered what he would say. Yes, said the dispatcher finally. Yes, you may go back to work today. Yes, it seemed like the best word Theodore had ever heard. He set off toward Barrington, surprising himself with how fast he was floating. Barrington was waiting quietly at his dock when Theodore arrived. Hello, Theodore, said Barrington, who was very happy to see his friend again. Hello, Barrington, said Theodore. It seemed like he had never been happier to see Barrington. Quickly, Theodore buttoned his tow line onto the barge and began to move him across the harbor. Did you have fun on your day off? Asked Barrington. No, Theodore admitted. I missed all the things I usually do, and I missed you. I missed you too, said Barrington. I'm glad you're back. I am too, said Theodore. two drifted along in silence a moment. Barrington, said Theodore, do you want to go the long way today? Barrington smiled his biggest, bargiest smile and said, yes, please. That's what's so nice about barges, thought Theodore to himself. They never tell you what to do. Yes, it really didn't take Theodore long to remember how much he enjoys everything he does here in the big harbor. And you know what? I enjoy what I do, too. I mean, if I didn't stamp those papers, then ships wouldn't come to visit. That's one of the nicest things about working here in the big harbor. Seeing all the ships coming and going. You know what else? Stamping